Hi there, Bob McKenna. I'm going to give another short, sweet lesson. This one is going to be referred to about the arpeggios, and that has the word harp. Kind of the first syllable sounds like harp in Italian, and a guitar is a form of a harp, strings across some media, and it is a sequential playing of chord tones. So I'm going to go through those in some slow pace first, and then show you some other examples of how those fit into everything that you've heard and then that you can use for your own solo playing and creativity. And I'm going to go through each of these in a little bit of detail. Don't want to get it too off base. There's a tuning note, an open A, if you want to play along with me. And the first thing we notice is that you may have noticed the 1, 3, 5, three tones, 1, 3, and 5, or if I was skipping fingers, 1, 3, and 5. I don't want to make it an unpleasant gesture, but so if we had our scale forms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, that was the 5, 2 demonstrated in another video. We just play skip to 3, 5, and 1, 2. There's various fingerings for it. Here's the 6-string version. That's a major triad, and that sounds a little bit like From the Halls of Montezuma. See, it's in all the kind of songs. Arpeggios are just sequential playing of the chord tones. That's a major, or the open folk or cowboy C. It's in the bottom 3 strings of that, the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. The top is a root and a 3rd above that, and you can play the G. That's a member of the C. This is the 5th, so you can play below or so a minor chord, so let's say it was C minor. That's 1 flat 3 to 5. Now, one of the things I want to mention to you in this lesson is that the major chord, the 1, 3, and 5, starts with a major third followed by a minor third. And the minor chord is a minor third followed by a major third. And you need the minor and the major to reach that regular 5th note. Twinkle, twinkle. It's a song you can remember the 5th interval. I'll do another video on the intervallic stuff. So that's just this note flat to the flat third. That's the E to E flat for C. So, and if you were to flat the 5th, that's a diminished, which has less frequent application, but it is there, and it hides in the dominant 7th chord, which I'm going to get to shortly. So 3, 5, that adds a lot of tension, and music has a lot of tension to resolution. That is a very good definition of music. Tension, resolution. The tension was 2 to 5 to 1, and shaving a haircut, which I didn't find in time. I'll prepare that for another time. So just moving it all over the place. Root, third. From the open strings, let's use an A. Major third is 4 half steps. 4 half steps. Each fret is a half step. B flat, B, C, C sharp, D. If you go down, we can call that D flat now. C sharp and D flat share that space. It usually depends on how the chord is spelled, which one you decide it's going to be, or from a performing perspective, if you're handed a piece of sheet music, they usually call them sharps if it's an ascending line, the notes are getting higher. C, C sharp, D, but flat if it's a descending line, D, D flat, C, B. That's just a convention, and it's easier for people to focus on if they're readers. And so that's how that works. So let's just try. There's a B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. You notice my hand position was the same for each one of those. 6 string, same. I didn't get into a lot of that. I didn't move my pinky. I played through 5 and I flattened it to the octave, back to the 5th, back to there. It saved moving another finger over, you see. Another way to do it, but then I'm tying up more fingers. So that's a separate trick, but I just throw that in there if you go, wow, how did you do that? It's a little bit tricky. You lean on the one and then flatten it over and mute the one above it. Roll it back and mute that one. So every place you go, now from the 4th to the 5th, 3rd string, it's the same. 3rd to the 2nd string, you just have it in the same fret because it's not. Remember when you tune it, you don't go to the 5th fret, you go to the 4th fret. Oops, wrong string. So and you've been playing that all your life on the cowboy G chord. Root 3rd, 5th, root, there's your G, B. So if you move that, whatever fret you're on, it's a major chord. So you don't have to play like all the way to there. You can just play the top of it. There's a C chord, there's a B flat chord, there's your G chord. This voicing is a little bit better when you use your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So minor chords work the same way. E minor, D minor, C minor, B minor, B flat minor, A minor. That was an open 3, 2, 6th string, A minor, D minor, E minor. So that's extending a few of them together. I did another video on showing that if we had an open D, 2, 3 chord, 4 chord, that's a major 7 to a minor 7, major 7. It's a different fingering, but there's a way you can adapt between the different arpeggios. D, E minor, F sharp minor, D, there's a D major 7 off of the 5-4 position, so it's like your cowboy C, moved up to the D position, and then lift that one for the major 7. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous chord. So that's the next step we're going to do. That's just 1, 3, 5 triads. You just keep going up the stack and you'll get a 7th. So you go 1, 3, 5, 7. And there's a few varieties of those I wanted to touch on. So I'm going to go to the A 5th fret 6th string. Root 3, 5, 7, 1. So if you practice those scales, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, and you go to the second. If you want to do 2 octaves, when you get a little bit more advanced and comfortable with it. So now that is 2, 4, 6 of that same scale, which is a minor. That's from the 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arpeggios ascending the scale. It's a little bit more, you want to get comfortable with it before you start dance yourself up in there. But if you say you're playing a song and it goes in A, hey guitar player, play a solo. You might be in a situation where you're asked to do that. Well, what you don't want to do is, what do I do? Well, you can play 5, 4. No, I was just playing it, and I did leap a little bit outside of just straight chord tones, which is what you do later. After you get used to your just playing the chord tones, you start with 6th and 9th. That was the next thing, though. The dominant 7. I told you that before. That flat 7 sound, and that's in the dominant column. And that is from the A, root 3rd, 5th, 7, and the dun da dun. Do the 4, 5, 4, 1. And that's just playing arpeggios all over that. Inside the dominant 7th chord is 3, 5, 7. 3, 5. Let's see if I can play that. No, we need the G. So that's, instead of playing root 3rd, 5th, 7, it's a diminished triad stuck in the 3, 5, 7 spot of whatever chord you're playing. If we're in C, the G7, if you play that fingering, you're going to have your G, skip the G, B, D, F. If there's the 9th up to A, I didn't get to the 9th yet. And that's the resolution, the diminished tension. Tension, resolution. I hope that makes a little bit of sense, and spend a little time going into your favorite chords. And here's a D7. So root 3rd, 5th, 7th, skip the root 9th. One tune used to have the root 3, 5, 9, and it's escaping me right now. It's an old Motown tune. I was hoping to share with you, but I'll skip ahead here. Major 7 on the B flat now. Root 3rd, 5, 7, 9. And 9, you can skip 11 to 13, which is the 6th. And that's usually a dominant chord. That's a dominant 7, 3rd, 13th, the 9th at the top of that. So it's a dominant, so it wants to resolve from the 5 to whatever 1 is. So in this case, B flat wants to go to E flat. G to C, F to B flat. It's the same function for each of those. So that's a little bit of arpeggios, and I think I'll head out and I'll just try and arpeggiate on a C anywhere I can find it and be a little adventurous. Thanks for joining me. We'll get this tightened up for you for the next ones. Here's an F major 7. I threw in a few chromatic tunes which were not members of it. I'll cover that in the next video. And here's your 5 G7, G, C. I hope that sheds a little light on it, gives you some food for thought to practice. Thanks for joining me. We're going to make a lot more of these, and hope gives you a lot of ways to expand your creativity. All right, take care, guys.